This is for anybody that has harsh squares in your natal chart, and I'm going to show you how to work with harsh squares because they're actually a blessing and they can be known as being a challenge having a harsh square, which is 90 degrees apart. So, this is my chart. Welcome me. Putting it on display. And I'm going to be focusing here on I have Venus at 19 degrees of Libra, and then I have Saturn at 19 degrees of Capricorn, and they are creating a harsh square. So they are literally the same degree, challenging each other all the time. As you can see in my chart, I do have Mercury conjunct Venus squaring this as well, but I am just going to focus on the Venus aspect and the Saturn aspect and just make it pretty simple. So, Venus represents our relationships, love, joy, pleasure, our money, and it's sitting in this third house of communication, and it's squaring off with Saturn, which is really how you become resilient. Saturn wants that long term goals, focusing on that, holding yourself accountable, and it's in my sixth house of my day to day routine. Early on in life, this was very challenging. If I was doing well in career, my relationships suffered. If I was doing well in my relationships, my career suffered. So I had this idea that I couldn't have an amazing relationship and an amazing career. I've also struggled with finding joy in my routine and in my daily routine because of this aspect. So how you work with this with aspects is you want to look, especially squares, you want to look at the houses that are in between because these are the houses that are going to force you to change, they're going to challenge you. So it's my fourth house of family and home life and any planets in between as well, especially Pluto. My Pluto's in between. So deep transformation in my family and home life. And then my creativity. So what I've learned with this square is I'm constantly going to be changing my family, my home life, my immediate surroundings, as well as what I tackle creatively. Those are going to be constantly changing. And once I realized that these two houses are always looking for change in order to serve me, that's when this square started to ease up and I started to utilize it for my benefit. So, when I'm going through a challenge in my family and home life, or I'm going through a challenge when it involves creativity, I know that this Venus Saturn square is trying to force me to find the utmost joy in my long term goals in my day to day routine. So, if things aren't working, this is actually for my benefit.